The easiest way to improve your garden soil is to leave fallen leaves and organic material where it falls in your garden, and add mulch around and compost around the plants where practical. Tree roots go deep in the soil and bring up minerals and micronutrients. Mulch and organic materials on the soil support earthworms, and organic material is composed of leaves and dead plant material. Earthworms make all of these nutrients available in the form of worm castings they leave behind as they digest the organic material. Earthworms are the single most important thing you can do to improve your soil health. They improve soil aeration, water movement, and plant growth. Worm castings are the best fertilizer for your plants. To increase the population of earthworms in your soil, disturb it as little as possible and leave all organic material where it falls, and never use chemicals. Look at all these fallen leaves on the ground and wood chips. I added these wood chips in the fall because if you put wood chips down in the spring, you're liable to use up the nitrogen that's in the soil, decomposing the wood chips, and the plants can't get the nitrogen in them. So I put down all the wood chips in the fall. And you don't seem to have that much problem with leaves as they fall, or compost. When you plant new plants, you can put compost around them, or partially decomposed. I keep all of the organic material from my garden in a pile back behind my potting bench, and then you can just use that as you need to mulch around your plants. And then by next year, it's all decomposed anyway. It makes a beautiful compost. And look at all these leaves and wood chips laying around here that are left over from last year. I put down a bunch of wood chips in the fall. And the leaves and everything. There's some nice trees out front, and they drop a lot of maple leaves all over the place. And I even rake those up in the yard and put them in my compost pile, and I bag all of my grass clippings. Grass clippings are great. To make really nice compost, you need like half and half leaves and bark and brown material, and green material like plants that you pull up when you're pulling weeds, or grass clippings. Yeah, so in the spring here in my garden, the soil is pretty well covered with leaves. And I like keeping the soil covered just about, I don't like having bare soil. So it's either covered with plants or compost. And if there is a lot of bare soil, I'll just scoop up some partially decomposed plant material from my compost pile and bring it around. And just like spread it around the plants. Keeping your soil covered all the time is one good way to make really good soil, because it keeps it moist for the worms and everything. Look here, as I'm digging here early in the spring, all of these worms that are in this, you can see one there wriggling away in the corner there. It's hard to see here in the picture, but usually when I'm digging any time of year, there's tons of worms. And look at all these leaves and stuff that are out here in the soil as I'm planting plants in the spring. There's like a whole handful of just, partially decomposed leaves and things, and that's great. That's the best thing you can have for your soil to make it nice, rich, black garden soil. Yeah, see, every time you start digging, you can see all the worms in there. If I was a fisherman, it would be easy to get nice red worms for fishing just by digging out in my front yard. I guess one of the secrets to having good, rich black soil is to be messy. Never, ever rake your flower bed. Organic material is gold in your garden. And what you don't use in the garden right away, put on the compost pile and save it for when you do need it as mulch. And that's the best thing you can do for your soil. Look at all these wood chips here. These are more wood chips that I put down in the fall. It takes longer to decompose wood chips. And at first they can rob the nitrogen from the soil. And that's why I only put them down in the fall if I put them down at all. It's best if you have something like wood chips to put it back on your compost pile and leave it there for a year. Here I've got a plant planted in a rock mulch, and rocks don't decompose, but they do keep the soil moist underneath of them. And look at all these leaves in here. And that's really great soil. You can tell from all the leaves there decomposing. minutes ago. Look how good it's doing. Look at all of these worms in just a handful of soil. There's half a dozen worms here. That's really good garden soil.